Hi, this is Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and you're listening to No BS Job Search Advice Radio on Blog Talk Radio. And in addition, I'm broadcasting live using Periscope, so you can watch this as a Twitter live stream, and it's being recorded for YouTube. So 3 different ways that you can catch my content regularly. It's a time on Monday mornings at 9 a.m. where I spend about 15 minutes talking with you about some element of job search, because I believe job hunting does not, I repeat, does not have to be hard, difficult, painful, or just take as long as it does for so many of you. The skills needed to find a job are different than the skills needed to do a job. And as an expert on job search with more than 40 years of experience, over 1,000 YouTube videos, 4.5, 5 years of podcasting this show, publishing an e-zine for more than 10. There are few people in recruiting in North America with more experience than me who's been out there giving out more content than I do. So hang in there with me. I think I've got some good information for you who might be looking for a job after graduation that I think will be helpful to you. Now, this show is brought to you by Audible. And if you go to audibletrial.com/thebiggamehunter and sign up for a free trial, you'll get a free download of an audiobook as part of that trial. And I know you like audio. You listen to this show, maybe my flagship show, Job Search Radio, which is hosted by webtalkradio.net, not .com, but .net. There's just great information that you can get from an audiobook. I know I like them. And like I said, you like audio, go to audibletrial.com/thebiggamehunter. And my other sponsor is consultingassignments.com, where you can find and fill consulting assignments, full-time consulting positions, temp to permanent contract hire opportunities anywhere in the world for free. Posting jobs and resumes is free. Searching jobs and resumes is also free. The ability to contact one another is free. The only thing the site charges for is if you're going to feature a job or a resume, it is $10 for 30 days. So again, consultingassignments.com. So you just graduated. Maybe you're going into your final semester for next year, and it's time to start looking for a job. I can't help you with a bunch of stuff that you could have done during your college years to prepare you for this moment. I'm just working with the assumption that you've done jack shit so far to line up work for yourself, and we're starting cold. So what can you do? What sort of steps can you take to get yourself ready for your job search? Number one is, I can assure you, because I've seen so many resumes over the years, your resume stinks. Now, you can work on it yourself. You can do Google searches to look for great resumes. You can go to college services or career services at your university to have them work on it. I don't think they really know a heck of a lot. They're working with formulas that normally aren't real effective for most folks I talk to. So at the end of the day, you've got work to do around your resume. And to really make it an exquisite document representing your academic experience, maybe your internships, any sort of training that you've had that's going to be relevant to an employer. Again, your job is not to just vomit all over a screen with information. Your job is to demonstrate your qualifications to do a job the firm is trying to fill. So focus on that. If you want someone who can critique your resume, you can hire me to do it. You can find out about that at my website, which again is thebiggamehunter.us. So first thing is work on your resume. Next thing is, in doing that, I want you to think about all your experience so far, your professional experience, your internships, the training that you've had, the volunteer work that you've done. Really beef up your resume with stuff, but don't just think about it in the context of Hi, I was a volunteer for a nice civic organization. Talk about the work that you did, the skills that you had. Now, if you involved fundraising, for example, for a nonprofit, if you were doing fundraising campaigns or selling over the phone as part of the work that you did in that part-time job over the summer, anything that you did that might have relevance for an employer, put it into your resume because they really don't care that you petted animals, for example. What they care about are hard skills that they can use in their organization. Next thing, uh, if you're going to submit your resume to an organization, do some homework. Now, this is going to tie in with the next tip, which is getting onto LinkedIn, which I know a lot of you are going to roll your eyes about and talk about it being like this stupid geezer network for old folks. And you're right, it is. But it's a way that you can research information about organizations, connect with hiring managers and execs at that organization, and get a foothold in there so that you're not just simply going through the HR department sending a to whom it may concern email that no one's ever going to read, or worse, applying to an applicant tracking system for a position that you're not qualified for. Instead, get onto LinkedIn, start connecting with people and organizations that you want to work for. Catch that. Organizations that you want to work for. Uh, and start talking with folks that are maybe doing informational interviews with them so that you can get a sense of all the things that you need to know in order to get entree into that firm. By the way, on Periscope, what have I got? Like 125 people watching this? Fabulous! So what I'll tell you is LinkedIn is a great tool for doing research and connecting with people who work for organizations that you want to work for. Even if you're seeing a job ad, you're better off getting a resume to a hiring manager in that firm, in the department that it has the open position, and say, hey, I see your firm is trying to hire someone for such and such person. Are you the hiring manager? Can you point me to that individual? Oh, I don't know who that would be. Get me, you might send your resume to HR. Well, you're not going to do something stupid like that because HR is just going to hit the delete key. So instead, keep looking for that hiring manager who's recruiting for that job. That's going to be your best entree. And that's why I'm talking about researching organizations. Start looking at things that matter to them. In the work that you're doing on LinkedIn, there's a great tab, and I'm just going to go to LinkedIn on my own computer. Excuse me for being a little distracted here. But one of the most useful things that you can do is this tab on LinkedIn. So along the top of the LinkedIn screen, you'll see a ribbon there, and one of the drop downs has the word connections on top of it. And what you're doing is looking for the Find Alumni feature. So this way you can look for alumni from your school who are working in that organization and see if they can point you to someone. Matter of fact, if you want to, you can look for alumni in organizations who've graduated from your school, who are working now, who've graduated from your curriculum, and reach out to them and say, hi, how did you find your job? What was your experience like? How'd you locate this one? Stuff along those lines that allows you a way of pulling from their experiences to get entree to organizations. It's kind of like informational interviewing where you're not initially reaching out to them about a job. That's really the next step, is you're going to reach out to them about jobs in their organization to see whether or not there might be something there. So the first thing is, hi, how'd you find this job? What's it like working there? How's the transition from college to the world of work? What sort of headaches did you have? What did you learn from it that you might pass on to me, a current grad, a recent grad who's just starting out, and you've got 1, 2, 3 years of experience? What sort of words of wisdom do you have? By the way, anyone at your firm hiring that might be interested in a recent grad from our school? Sometimes you get introductions that way. Can you point me to who it would be? Is it okay if I mention your name? If not, that's okay. I'm just going to call them or give me an email address. I'll email my resume to them. So reach out to people who worked for your school, who graduated from your school, to get advice and entree to people at their organization, the place that they're working, for advice. And the last thing, and I can't stress this one enough, is start preparing for interviews. Now, interview preparation is knowing how to talk about what you've done and where you went to school in ways that are really palatable for the person who's interviewing you. You need to think about, as a hiring manager, what they want to see in the way of a potential hire. And you need to practice with real people, not just in your head, in order to get a real flavor for how you sound. It's one thing to think it, it's another thing to hear the sound of your voice and how it really comes across. So compile a list of questions, and you can find a ton of them at my website with answers, as a matter of fact. I've done a few hundred YouTube videos in a series called Tough Interview Questions. And those are some of the classic questions, like tell me about yourself. And I have a basic version of that and the advanced version of that you can practice with. I have some obnoxious questions, including brain teasers, that you can work with as part of your preparation for interviews. There's a lot of other stuff there too, but it's important for you to learn what you need to say to answer these questions, and do it in a way that's interesting and palatable and exciting. I'm going to give you an example of why it's important to research and practice and do stuff along those lines. Ever go to a conference and listen to a speaker? Did you notice what they were wearing? Did you notice how the jokes were built into the script? Did you notice how they spoke in a way that was animated and excited? And they made it seem like it was the first time they said these words, even though it may have been the 21st. Well, that's what you need to do for your interview preparation. You need to come across as someone who is knowledgeable, effective, likable, and operates in ways that they'll want to bring you on board. That takes practice. As much as you think you're capable of doing this well, trust me. Just trust me on this one. Practice may not make perfect, but it'll make it damn good. And that's what you need to think about. Getting an A in your course of interviewing, A in your interviewing skills, so that this way they want to bring you on board. So again, to sum up, you want to start doing things to get your resume up to speed, get your LinkedIn profile up to speed, start connecting with people in organizations that you've found that you want to work for or are interested in working for, or have jobs available. You want to reach out to previous alum from your school, and you also want to practice what you're going to say to obvious interview questions so that you don't come across like a fool. I'm Jeff Altman. Hope you found this helpful. I want to encourage you, come over to my website, thebiggamehunter.us. There's a lot more there that you can find that'll help you find work more quickly. Also want to make sure that you know where to look. Now, there's some tabs on the top, but those are going to be going away soon. A lot of my content is in the blog. So click the blog tab. There's stuff there that you can watch, listen to, or read to help you find work more quickly. Also, if we're not connected on LinkedIn, send a connection request at linkedin.com/IN/the-big-game-hunter. I accept connection requests from people. I'm going to turn off Periscope now. Connection requests from people worldwide, except if you're a third-party recruiter or in a country known for scams or spam. Finally, if you want help with your resume, and I think most of you need help with your resume, at the end of the day, what you need to do is reach out to me through my website. and schedule order, I should say. Excuse me, I'm having trouble shutting off Periscope. Let's just click off. There we go. Sorry. Order a resume critique from me through my website. I think you'll find it real helpful, and it's certainly going to be a lot better than what you'll do for yourself. So I'm Jeff Altman. Hope you found this helpful. Hope you have a great day.